growing your business and scaling your business so difficult for people, when in reality, it's just as obvious. Like, you want to make more money? Shake more hands. Why? Because money comes from relationships. So if you want more money, get more relationships. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
The thing is, they know that, but people fail to realize how you make relationships.
Like, guys, it's not that difficult. Relationships is key.
It doesn't mean you don't build a good company. It just means that you recognize that just because you're the starting pitcher and you open the game doesn't mean you're the closer. Or you're the closer, doesn't mean you start the game. Like, you've got to figure out what your position is. When you do that, you can be excellent. That's why we try to be a starter. Yeah, you are.
It is Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you. Jeff Fenster in the house.
What's up, man?
He's like Stifler from American Pie. What's going on? How you been?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Dude, I said come in and do another podcast because last time you were here, how long has it been?
Like 3 years, maybe?
Has it been that long?
It's been a while.
Damn. So you were starting this thing called everbowl.
Yeah.
I just told you that you told me you were going to bring me one, and you never did, so you should change the name to Neverbowl.
Yes.
But still, how's Everbowl doing?
It's doing wonderful. Growing, exploding, coast to coast. We just opened a store in Virginia last week. So we're now in 18 states, 60 open, 370 more coming.
Damn.
Yeah.
370's already sold?
370 sold.
What if someone listening wants a franchise?
everbowl.com/franchise.
That's easy.
Yes, it works.
So you got 370 coming.
Yeah, Drew Brees just keeps buying them. He's now up to 150 locations. Every time I talk to him, I had him on my show last week, and he's already putting me in the corner to buy more.
Just because they,
he keeps opening them. They make money. They're quick. They're cheap to open. Cash on cash returns, great. You're helping communities. It's good business.
Feeding people healthy stuff.
Feeding people healthy
stuff. Is that really
stuff.
Healthy, though?
Yes.
It doesn't taste healthy.
Come on.
Come on, dude. I had one the other day. Not an Everbowl.
Well, that's your problem.
Well, again, I mean, but it was acai.
Fair.
And had bananas and honey and, like, come on, dude. That cannot be fucking healthy.
Fruit's good for you.
I don't know. It tastes too good.
Well,
if nobody's ever had an Everbowl, it's like an acai bowl, but better.
Right. It's exactly.
Tastes better, fresher ingredients.
You got to remember, it's.
You put kiwi in shit.
You have the choice. It's create your bowl. You create whatever you want. It's whatever bowls. So you come in, we have 9 different base flavors, all vegan bases. So no dairy, no animal proteins, but still good for you. But you got to remember, fruit is nature's candy. Like, if you look at Skittles, M&Ms, why do you think they color them like fresh fruit? We're programmed to eat that. It's sweet. Our brains like it. We like it. It's good for you.
You got that shit down after 3 years, don't you?
6, almost 7 years.
Now,
man.
you see, folks, when it comes to business, I always tell people you got to pay attention. So, like, how do you get anything you want in life? Number 1, you figure out what it is. Number 2, you figure out how to get it, which is the simple part. You find someone who's already done it and you ask them. You get a coach, mentor. Yeah. Number 3, you do the work. Number 4, you make adjustments. You pay attention to the industry. Sounds like you paid attention to the industry, and now, coincidentally, you've got another company you're kicking off called WeBuild.
Yeah, so WeBuild started actually with Everbowl to solve my problem.
Well, you were doing it for Everbowl,
correct? Just
as Everbowl.
Yeah, so actually what happened was I was trying to get Shaq to buy Everbowls. And Shaq said his team, it's a process. He's got a big team, and he's got authentic brands and a bunch of different groups that are behind him. And during the process, he launched his own franchise concept called Big Chicken.
I saw one, believe it or not, on a Carnival cruise ship.
There is one and there's 2 in Vegas, so not too far from you.
They're pretty damn good.
They're really good. If you like chicken sandwiches, they're some of the best.
Well, I like hamburgers, and guess where I was going other than that? And you should get this customer too, because they don't have very many. Guys Hamburgers.
Never heard of it.
Guy Fieri.
Oh, he's got a new hamburger joint, huh?
Dude, it was on the cruise ship. They made a deal with Carnival. Like, every Carnival cruise ship has a Guys, and I think a Big Chicken.
Yeah, Big Chicken's exploding. I mean, they have like 200 now.
Yeah, well, Big Chicken's got brick and mortar everywhere. I saw some coming up in here.
Yeah,
but I've never seen a Guy Fieri's anywhere. Someone told me there is one in like an airport in California.
Guys burgers.
Oh, dude, they're like a cross between In-N-Out and Five Guys.
And
they're freaking good.
I'll have to go check those out.
Dude, they're good. Like that. So I chicken sandwich, hamburger all day. But I did have a chicken sandwich because you can't have them all.
His
every
French
day.
fries are the best, though. Big
Yeah,
chicken.
dude,
The way they
Big
make
Chicken
their
was
French
good.
fries.
Hey, Shaq, I'm telling you, dog, I'll give you my endorsement. Big Chicken was good. If you guys haven't tasted a Big Chicken, go in there and get one. But finish the story.
Yeah.
So you were trying to sell him Everbowls. He says, look, I got Big Chicken
Well, we
already.
both spoke at a conference at the same stage, and I heard him on the stage say, "Oh, I like Everbowl." So, my sales ears peaked up, and I went to his team, and I got him food, and we were talking. It took me a year and a half to navigate for them to eventually say, "Sorry, can't open Everbowls because we're doing the Big Chicken," and that's got to be his focus. And it made sense. But during that process, I explained to him why Everbowl is a good investment is because we builds all the Everbowls. So we make them very cost effective. We do it faster. We open Everbowls in 3 days. We do it for 35, 40% of our competitors' costs. Well, he said, "Can you help me with Big Chicken?" Now, I had never done WeBuild for other companies. We thought about it. We turned everyone down. Everyone always asked. But for Shaq, of course. So I said, let's look into it. So we did. He gave us the first opportunity to open one of them here in Vegas. We did it in 2 weeks. We did it for less than they expected, high quality. And as a result, now we're working with all their franchisees and building Big Chickens around the country. And we turned WeBuild into now a forward-facing, we'll take on any opportunity that is with a retail brand, restaurant brand that is scaling. So now we work with Big Chicken, we work with Stretch Zone, we're working with Capriotti's and Wing Zone, we're working with Lash Lounge, Sugaring LA, and hopefully many more brands, including yours, guys, burgers. Come on down.
Other than just the studio, like I have some concepts in my head where like build out would be half of my brain damage.
Yep. And we do it
But
differently.
I could come to you now and say, hey, I've got a concept. I don't even, as long as I got money, like you don't care if it's a proven concept or not. You're just building the thing.
That's not entirely true. If you want one, we're not the company for you.
But I mean, you're just building it.
No, we do way more than that. So what we do is we value engineer the entire operation. So we're going to come in into when you're starting from scratch, it's easy. But if you already have them, we're going to come in and we're going to value engineer and say, look, you want to do 100 of these? What can we do to reduce the cost and create a different look, or same look, but different materials that is the same quality, but cheaper, less expensive? Because Capex, that upfront money, it prevents growth. It prevents scale. And number two, we manufacture every piece. So we're going to make all your furniture. We're going to make all your signage. We're going to do that all in-house, not sub it out, not rely on supply chain hell, not let everyone else put their margin on it. We'll make it in bulk. We'll inventory it. We'll procure all the materials. So when you want a new store, you call us. Everything's there. We ship it the very next day.
Well, that means you have to have it on the shelf.
Correct. Store on a shelf. That's what we do. It's why we're different. So we took the
Well,
concept
the name of
of
your
IKEA.
company is We Build.
Yeah, we build stuff.
Well, that's why I assumed, well, you just build it.
Yeah, well, we build it, but then we also install it and hold it. We do a lot of fun other things, but the name of the company is We Build.
But why do you care if someone's successful or not?
Because it's not worth we don't make a ton of money on one, so we're more like Costco. If you're not going to come and buy it in bulk, and we're not going to be able to do 100, to do one, there's better companies for that. We're not going to, because they're going to charge you a good margin and make a lot of money. I'm not going to make a lot of money.
Right.
So if you're not successful, I'm not successful. It's just not worth. It's not worth the headache.
Yeah, but how do you know if they're successful if it's a concept?
Well, traditionally, it's more we're already with concepts that have already
So
done.
you're looking for real big players.
5,
only.
10 units that want to get to 200, like Big Chicken. When we started with
Like
them, they had
Protein
7.
House.
Like Protein House.
I can get you a Protein House.
We want Protein House, like Kevin Hart and Hart House.
I'm going to go to
Protein.
Protein House as soon as we're done flapping.
What are you going to eat?
Probably bison and rice.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I bulked and now I'm on a cut.
Yeah. Last time I was with you, I think I came to visit you a few months ago. You were bulking. Yeah, you were sitting there eating a bunch of meat and rice, telling me you're eating 5 meals a day. You still doing that?
No, that's when I was cutting.
Oh.
Yeah, I cut down and then, dude, like my shirts wouldn't fit and like I had to buy smaller shirts.
Mediums is where I go.
I was buying larges, but like to me, dude, a medium and below, that's a female's size.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Small, medium.
Well, so what I do is I go to the kids large, so it fixes my ego, as opposed to adult medium. When you go child's large, you don't have to feel like that, and you can still get a shirt that fits.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you know.
But I always say you got to be two something to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm just joking. Actually,
You're not.
I got down to like 215. I was freaking lean. My face was lean. My head didn't look like a pumpkin. I was starting to look cut and lean. And then, all my shirts, I went from extra large to large. And even larges were getting a little bit baggy. And I'm like, dude. And then I stood next to a guy named Keaton. Do you know Keaton Hoskins?
I know the name.
The Muscle, they call him.
I know the Muscle.
And Rob Bailey. You know Rob Bailey?
Yep.
Those guys are like fucking giants, dude. And so I'm sitting there next to them taking a picture, and I look and I'm like, dude, I look like a skinny little runt that could be flicked out of the room. I go, dude, I got to get some size on me. Screw it. I'm going bulking. So then I started eating a lot and lifting heavy and, building the muscle up. So I didn't shrivel down to nothing. But now my head's freaking not as lean and sexy as it was. Right. So
you got time to get in summer shape.
No, so now I'm cutting. Yeah, now I'm gonna go back to lean and sexy. But instead of being 215, I'll probably be 225.
You should get on that everbowl program,
dude. I'd love to have everbowls.
It's not too far. I'll hook you up before I leave.
Yeah, I've never stopped in, and I have seen them, but I've never stopped in and had one.
I don't take offense.
Because you said, well, last time you were here, you said you're going to send me some.
Yeah,
and they never came.
Maybe they didn't. Which is why I said you.
Which is why I said you should call it Never Bowl.
Did you ever think that the people at the front of your office maybe just ate them?
Nobody ate them.
How do you know?
Because if they come for me, they would have got to me.
Okay, it's good to know.
It's damn good to know. So WeBuild, is that your main focus now, or
WeBuild and everbowl? So everbowl's still our main thing. But WeBuild's got a great opportunity. What we've done for everbowl is just not a lot of companies have been able to do that or have demonstrated that capability. And so because we've scaled a brand like everbowl, we can go anywhere in the country. We do it really quickly. I mean, we can build Protein House. We can do their TIs. We'll do it in 5 days, and that's just
So, dude, why can't you just hook a brother up for a one-off and see if my shit works?
I would for you,
because all I need is someone that knows how to do it. I'm not looking for and love it if you're not making any money. That ain't my goal. Like, fuck, make some money. Like,
sure. For you, I mean, yes, but I'm saying as a company, that's not what we're looking for. Like, I don't want everybody who has one-off ideas to just give me a call. Get your idea down.
Well, not only that, you can get better costs at scale.
Well, that's the problem. I'm not going to be competitive. I'm not going to give you the value that I'm telling you if it's your first one and we're just doing one. Like, I'll do it. I'll help. But the true value, the value proposition of why you want WeBuild is because you now have that one idea, that first one we open. And for you, of course, we'll do it together. We'll open it. But when it's time to scale, we're rocket fuel. I mean, that's what's
because
exciting.
You have economy of scale when you can buy 100 pieces of plywood, for example.
Sure. And we make it. So like, we're going to make 8 of your signs. We're going to make 20 pieces of your if you need 5 tables per store, we're going to make 20. We're going to have 4 or 5 stores pre-built already ready. Because when my guys are doing it, we're doing it quick. It's assembly line. It's what Ford and all the automotive.
Well, you can't build everything that goes in the franchise, do you?
What do you mean?
Like the studio you showed me of yours, you didn't build that kick-ass couch that was in there.
No, of course not. We're not making couches, but we built everything else. We buy like electronics that we don't manufacture, but anything that can be manufactured that's made out of wood or metal, we do it all.
So like the wood framing with the desk that was all the same color, you guys made that?
We made that.
See, come on, man. I need you up here, dog.
Oh, we'll make you a whole new beautiful desk.
Well, what I was thinking, I'm not even going to give the idea out online on here. Okay. Why? Because, dude, someone could do this. Sure. And it's something that I'm thinking about doing.
Well, I
just have never done it, but I bet you anything they would go across the country. There would be hundreds of them.
Well, that's what we're into. What I'm saying we don't want one-offs is if your goal was to only open one. If you have an idea with the plan to scale, we want you. If your goal is I want to own one restaurant in my community and I'm going to run it and that's cool and that's all I ever want, we're just not the company.
Yeah, no. What I'm talking about is I have a concept, one-off. I could go rent, for example, 8,000 square feet right now and then say, Fenster, go do this or go come up with a design, a concept for this. And then I'd walk in there and I'd be like, fuck yeah, this bitching. Now that's, you just establish what they're all going to look like.
Yeah, no, now we do.
And now anywhere in the country, when someone goes, Brad, how do I get one of those in my city? I say, fucking sign up, bitch. Let's roll.
That's what we do. We're doing that right now with a few professional football players that are asking us to come up with a concept for them. It's a new restaurant style that they want. They want to put their face and brand behind it, their money, and they want us to come up with the process, the food, the model, the branding, the SOPs, the whole 9 yards, and then run it for them. So we do that. So when you said one-off, I thought you meant like you only wanted one locally just for yourself. That's not for you we do it, but that's not for us. But if you have an idea with the plan to scale, absolutely start with us day one. We're going to help value engineer it from the get-go. And it'll cost you less, and it'll give you a better chance to be successful.
Hey, and by the way, dude, if you guys aren't following Jeff, just go to @Fenster Jeff. Jeff Fenster must have been taken.
Yeah, it is.
But @Fenster
and it's kind of
Jeff,
weird because of the 3 Fs.
I know, but @Fenster Jeff wasn't.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. @Fenster Jeff. You know what Fenster means in German?
pawn guy?
Window.
Really?
Yeah, I only found this out because I'm driving down the street.
Do you know how you say Vaseline in German?
No.
Wiener Slide.
Huh. Okay, didn't know that, but I like it.
How do you say virgin in German? Guten Tag.
But anyway, there's this truck driving down the street, and it's got all these windshields in it, and it says Fenster man on his door. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm Fenster. And I Googled it. Apparently it means window in German.
Huh. Fenster, Fenster, Jeff, Jeff, at Fenster, Jeff. And you're dropping all kinds of entrepreneurial nuggets. You were like coached and mentored by a bunch of people that are, in the business, and you're almost like an example.
Yeah. Just turned 40 too.
Oh, you're 40?
Last week, man.
Dang.
Yeah.
Getting old.
I know.
I got underwear older than 40. But good. But who was your mentor? Was it Meltzer?
Yeah, Meltzer since I was a kid. Yeah, we grew up together.
Yeah, he kind of almost like a stepdad or something.
I call him more like a brother. He was like not that much older.
Why was he around your family? Who did he know?
His mom and my mom are best friends.
Oh.
They both taught in the same school. I used to go watch him play high school football.
How old is he?
He's 53, so 13 years older than me.
So he was like a big brother.
Yes. He used to come babysit me, watch me play Little League, and then beat me up and toss me around.
Was he always, I don't want to say fluffy because he's not fluffy. It's like a hippie almost.
Like, you mean like more like he's
like
more
universal and
yes.
guys,
No.
it's the vibes and everything,
No.
By the way, I love Dave Meltzer. He's a great dude, but I told him when I was on a show the other day that he's this way. I forgot the word I used. It wasn't fluffy. I don't think he'd like the word fluffy. And that's not what I'm trying to say. He's like ethereal.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's much more.
He's like high level,
the
conscious
energy.
Yeah, energy, vibrations, the earthy,
Yes.
maybe. But
no, that's new over the last decade.
Oh, so he wasn't always that way?
No. But
He used to be, by the way, if you guys don't know who Dave Meltzer is, he was the, like if Jerry Maguire was the movie, Jerry Maguire worked for Dave Meltzer.
No, Lee Steinberg was who Jerry Maguire was made after, and Dave was the president of Lee Steinberg Sports Agency.
Oh, I knew there was a relation there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't Jerry Maguire.
I went to law school to be a sports agent to go work there.
You did?
Yes.
But he wasn't Jerry Maguire.
Dave?
Yeah.
No. Lee Steinberg was.
Lee Steinberg was Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, that's like the inspiration for the movie.
Lee Steinberg was Jerry Maguire?
Well, Jerry Maguire was written after the concept of Lee Steinberg, yes.
Yeah, but I thought Lee Steinberg owned the agency
Yeah.
that Jerry Maguire worked for.
No.
Who owned the agency that Jerry Maguire worked for?
Well, in the movie, Jerry Maguire gets fired, remember? And then he starts his own. And
Well,
it's like that. And he wrote that whole memo about doing it differently and being his own guy.
That was Lee Steinberg.
That was Lee Steinberg.
Okay, so Lee Steinberg was Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes. But David Meltzer wasn't.
No,
Yes.
David Meltzer was
The president. He ran the company.
that Jerry Maguire worked for.
Okay.
No. Oh, what you're saying is Jerry Maguire hired Dave eventually.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
Now we fucking got it. Okay.
Movie Jerry Maguire Volume 2.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mhm.
I always tried to wonder, like, what was that? Was he Maguire or was he the guy that Maguire worked for?
Yeah.
But really, Maguire was Lee Steinberg working for some agency. Lee quit, said, "Who's coming with me?" I don't know if that was the truth, but one person went, and then they went and struggled a little bit, and he fucking had 1 or 2 stars
I
that
guess
he
Dave
treated
was the
really
one
well.
holding the goldfish saying, I'll go with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he wasn't there.
No.
Yeah, but so the girl was.
Yes.
So that was a great movie, dude.
It was a good movie.
Oh, Jerry Maguire, show me the money. So
Do you like that line, show me the money?
I mean, yeah. I like Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Old Cuba Gooding Jr. Who was he? Rod Tidwell.
I don't know.
Was he a athlete?
I don't know. There's some creative. I don't know. I mean, I
was
didn't write
supposed
the
to go to
movie.
Lee Steinberg's Super Bowl party. I should have went and freaking asked him, but I didn't know who he technically was. Now I will.
Yeah.
Do you go to his party all the time?
No.
I'm sure Dave can.
I'm sure.
Anyway, so you had more mentors than just him, but he was like he's the one that got you into kind of entrepreneurialism.
Kind of. I mean, after law school, I had a daughter in law school and a fiance. And so I had to figure out what the hell I was doing with myself when I decided not to be a sports agent. And I got a job selling payroll. And
Did you graduate?
Yes. 6 figures in law school loans. Here we go. No idea what I'm going to do when I grow up.
Are you capable of passing the bar?
Capable? Yes. Am I going to? No.
Well, you don't need to unless you plan on
I don't need
practicing law.
Yeah,
but my buddy just said he's taking the LSATs to get into college or school for law, and I'm thinking maybe I should do that. Like that's a good background knowledge to have.
The best thing about law school is not even the law. Honestly, like the number one tool I learned in law school is the way the exams work and the way you go through it is they'll give you a set of facts and they'll say Johnny slapped Tina. Now defend Johnny or defend Tina. So regardless of what you want to do or your opinion is, like, do I think it's this or that? They make you answer on the side that you're not really believing in and form an argument, form an opinion, and put yourself in their shoes. So when you're negotiating in life, when you're dealing with other people and they have a different opinion than you do, you really quickly can put yourself in their shoes and understand how they're kind of coming at it. And then you can use it to manipulate the situation better for yourself if you want, or you can be more sympathetic and empathetic. It's really up to you, but it's an incredible tool. Law school is great for that.
Well, empathy isn't necessarily being nice. A lot of people think it is.
It's understanding.
Yeah. Well, empathy is like understanding. It's a good word. If I can put myself in your shoes, that's empathetic.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean I'm nice.
No.
It just means I have empathy. It means I feel what you're feeling.
And it's amazing how you can deflate somebody who's upset really quickly by putting yourself in their shoes and showing them that you understand.
I wonder what the definition of empathy is. Let's ask, shall we? What is the definition of empathy?
Empathy means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another.
I mean, I nailed that one.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
Because I say best salespeople they have empathy. People
Correct.
say, what's the number one trait you look for? And I said, empathy. Why? Because if you can put yourself in their shoes, you're at an advantage, if you ask me. So
I agree. So I worked at ADP. I got a job selling payroll.
I know, but you were a lawyer.
I graduated, and then I decided not to do anything with it.
So you never, ever passed the bar?
Nope. Graduated law school, turned down the job at Lee Steinberg Sports Agency, and got a job selling payroll at ADP so I could pay for my daughter and fiance.
Why'd you decide that?
Well, because I never wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a sports agent. But the problem is, to be a sports agent, if you remember the Jerry
I know, but
Maguire
don't you
movie,
realize lawyers can make money?
Yeah, but I was always good in sales. I worked in sales for Dave and made a fortune. And I worked at Thermoview Industries, smiling and dialing, selling home improvements while I was in college, and I was making $80,000-$90,000 a year. I mean, sales was my bag. I could sell anybody. I could sell any product. But I realized that being a lawyer was never what I wanted to do. For every hour you spend in court, if I was going to be a lawyer, I wanted to be Jerry Maguire, A Few Good Men. You know, I wanted to be in a courtroom arguing cases. Lincoln Lawyer.
Why is Tom Cruise in both those? No, Lincoln Lawyer, that's
Matthew
McConaughey,
yeah,
right?
But that'd be cool too. But for every hour you spend in court.
I'd be impressed if you can name Tom Cruise's character's name in Clear and Present Danger.
He wasn't in Clear and Present Danger.
What was it called?
Few Good Men?
Yeah, Few Good Men.
I can't. I mean, let me.
You remember Jack Nicholson's character? What was his name?
Caffey is Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it is. I think
it is.
What was Jack Nicholson's?
You Can't Handle the Truth?
Yeah.
Colonel.
Wasn't it Colonel Jessup?
Yes. No, Jessup was the other guy. No, it was. Yeah, it was. That was a good cast. Everybody was in that movie.
That was a great movie, dude. They don't make movies anymore.
Not like that.
Good.
Not like
what the hell, dude? Every movie I've seen lately is just dumb. Mm-hmm. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I know. And for some reason, my daughter's generation, you know, she's 17. They love these bad movies. Like,
hey, so I'm sure you have a bunch of principles that you implement and go by and learned and et cetera that would help people listening. So go over a few of these principles, but also before I forget, everbowl's like doing pretty well, right?
Yep. Doing all right.
And COVID hit. So you would have done even better if COVID didn't fuck around.
Different. We had never.
I bet you'd do better. I bet you'd have 600 open.
Well, we were never going to
franchise. You guys got damn near shut down, didn't you?
We did. We shut down every store. I had 28 of my own. I had never franchised. It was all corporate. Shut them all down on March 18th, 2020. Laid off over 400 people. Thought the business was over. So we, being an entrepreneur means you're a problem solver. And so immediately we looked at what we did have And we have a third company called Unevolved Products where we import all of the superfoods and make all the product. And so we spun up a website on Shopify called Later Bowls, and we started selling direct to consumer around the country and used some relationship capital, got on QVC and sold out in 7 minutes. We sold out in I think 17,000 boxes and became plant-based product of the year with QVC and was their big deal and did over $8 million in revenue.
Were you on the show doing the talking?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You can go YouTube me and watch me on QVC each time.
Was it fun?
Was it fun? It was awesome. I love it.
Were you watching the ticker go tick, 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 tick?
You don't get to see it because it was COVID, so I had to do it from my office on Zoom. I didn't get to go to Connecticut.
So now can you?
Yeah, we're now a partner with them, so we launch products on QVC. So I'll be going there this year to launch our pints, and we have this new product called an Everwich, which is coming out. It's awesome.
Sandwich?
It's an ice cream cookie sandwich reinvented.
See, now again, ice cream cookie sandwich. Fuck, dude.
Reinvented.
I know, but there's another concept. I forget who's doing it, and I forget where they're doing it.
Baked Bear?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I know it was basically it was a store that you walk in, you pick the cookie, you pick the ice cream, they slap it together, and they're making a fucking killing.
Baked Bear. Yeah, so we took
Baked Bear?
Baked Bear.
Baked Bear.
Yeah, maybe they were baked when they started it and they came up with a cool concept.
Well, all I know is, dude, like cookies and ice cream, that's pretty fucking simple.
Yeah.
And dude,
we made a granola cookie and put our base inside. So it's an acai bowl cookie sandwich.
But you can make more. You can charge more. Same ingredients when it's a fucking like a ice cream sandwich is more than a cookie or ice cream. It's an ice cream sandwich,
and it's handheld.
And it sounds good, dude. Have you ever been to one?
Of course.
So what is it? What do you do? Walk in, pick a cookie.
I mean, you laid it out pretty good. You pick a cookie, you pick your ice cream, and they slap it together and hand you a sandwich.
Do they melt it or anything?
No.
Are the cookies hot?
I mean, I'm not I don't know.
Have you had one?
Yes.
What kind did you get?
I don't remember.
You must not have had one very often.
No, not very often. I've been there a few times.
You walk in and be like, dude, I go in and do the Boogie Bear.
No, I don't have a regular there. I make my own now. They're called Everwitches. They're coming. You can get them in our stores.
Dude, all stores?
Very soon.
See, and that's another thing. Like, if I came to you with an idea that you could launch throughout everbowl chains, how are you with that?
It's great.
What's that called? Product development?
On your side or my side?
Your side.
I'm the distributor for you if you come up with the product.
No, I know, but if I came to you as a friend and said, hey, Fenster, what do you think about this? You went, oh, fuck, those would be fun. Good. And you implemented them. You can go cause that to be in all the franchises, can't you?
I can.
But a franchise can't cause that.
They can request, they can try. And if it's smart, of course you want to do it.
But you control the franchise.
Correct.
Like, in other words, the franchise agreement states you're an everbowl, bitch, and you serve what we tell you to serve.
Yes. But we'd be foolish not to listen to you as a franchisee. Because like the Big Mac was invented by a franchisee. The Egg McMuffin was invented by a franchisee.
Really?
The powdered milkshake was invented by a franchisee.
No shit.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Well, they'd be foolish. You're damn right. You'd be foolish not to listen. Because that's what I said, how to get anything you want. Figure out what it is, do the work, and then pay attention. Listen, pay attention. That's how we build.
Be the dumbest guy in the room. That's
how kind of we build. Now, you guys might have been smart and saying, well, we're just going to separate the company so there's, you can pay We Build for the thing more than it's whatever. But We Build only built Everbowls. It wasn't a business. It was part of Everbowl.
It was vertically integrated problem solving division. Yeah,
but then when you realize, like, shit, dude, we do this for Shaq. No, technically, we can do it for everybody. It's 100% all by itself company, standalone company.
Correct. And
that's from paying attention
and listening
and watching. Hey, that's paying attention. Like, that's what most people aren't doing.
Correct. They get set in their ways, and my success formula definitely factors in a version of that to make sure that I'm always paying attention to opportunities and being change ready. And that's one of my core values. It's one of my principles is to be change ready. And I think entrepreneurs and business leaders get stuck in their ways. They're afraid to change. They don't want to change, and they become blockbuster, and that's scary.
And so now you got a new book coming out.
I do.
Does that mean you're going to start coaching and training folks?
No. So I did a course.
You want to speak then?
I am speaking. Yeah, I speak on a lot of stages.
You've been speaking.
Yeah.
But you didn't need a book to speak. You think it's going to get you more speeches?
No.
Why'd you write a book then?
Well, it's a good question. I did a course for LinkedIn. So LinkedIn hired me to do 2 courses on their LinkedIn learning platform a couple of years ago. And one of them was on relationship capital and how I've used it, to your point of the mentors, the people I have. How did I get with Shaq and Drew Brees and Dave Meltzer? And how am I sitting here with you? And all the influential individuals across different industries and how I start companies with no experience and scale really quickly. It's relationship
sounds
capital.
like it should be on Lightspeed.
Right. You know, I'm a client, babe.
Everbowl is.
Yeah. everbowl is.
Yeah, but that
I don't own that course. LinkedIn does.
Well, of course, because they got you to make it for them. So now they're making millions on it, maybe, and you ain't making squat. I
get a little check every now and again.
Not like they are.
No, not like they are. Absolutely. I was just the puppet, but it got turned into a book. So enough people liked it and want that information.
Is that the book?
It's based off that
What's
course.
it called?
Relationship Bank Account.
Relationship Bank
You're
Account.
in the book.
When can people get the book?
Comes out next week. I don't know when this is going to air.
This will probably be next year, but that's cool.
April 25th, 2023. The book's coming out.
Okay, so the book should be out by now.
Yes, the book should
this
be
ain't
out
launching tomorrow, so I guarantee it'll probably be after the book's out.
So
go get the book, folks. Where do they go?
You're
get
in
it?
the book.
I saw that.
Yeah, because I interviewed a bunch of my friends and I asked them 3 questions, and you were one of them 3 years ago when I started to write this book. And it's important because
Have
the whole
friends
book's
changed? Like, do you have Shaq in there now?
No, I should though.
Dude,
The book's coming out.
Print version 2.
Yeah, I know. But version 1 needs to come out because I was kind of hesitant to put version 1 out, so it sat on my shelf for a while. I didn't eat my own dog food, and I didn't follow my own principles and my own core values and my own recipe for success. I needed to go back and look in the mirror and go, hey, you need to follow your own shit. And that book was kind of the guilty piece of that. Because one of my core values, to your question earlier of what makes you successful, what makes me successful, taking immediate decisive action. That's one of my core principles. And I wrote it, and then I didn't like it enough, and I was uncomfortable about it because I'm not an author, and I've never written a book before. And I was like, no, I don't have coaching. And so I sat on it. So some of the material got dated, so I had to go back and freshen it up a little bit. But I'm excited about it. It's good. It's going to help build the Jeff Fenster brand a little bit, which is great. It's going to help inspire entrepreneurs and business leaders and individuals to grow relationship capital. It's the secret currency used by all of us. You know that. It allows us to scale really quickly. It's an elevator when everyone else is taking the stairs. I can walk in any industry. I can come up with a new idea, and immediately I can get near the top of the industry because of the relationships I have. It's not because I'm special. I'm an ordinary guy. It's those relationships, and it's how I develop and leverage them over the years and years and years and years. And it's just a model. If you follow the model, to your point, how are you successful? If you don't know how to do something, find someone who does. Follow the recipe, and you can make the cake too. And have
more than likely.
More than likely.
There's always an exception, but generally speaking,
there's always a little, what's the word?
Luck, talent, timing,
art. There's a little, swag. There's a little flavor. Like everyone can't copy everyone.
Je ne sais quoi.
That's the word. Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, je ne sais quoi. That's the word. There's a little bit of that, but when you have the recipe, you can get close, and from there you can iterate. You can figure out what you need to do and how to make it authentic to you.
I did a keynote yesterday or the day before to about 1,500 people. Guess how I opened it?
With a joke.
Obviously. Well, guess what I said? You'll never guess.
Okay, so tell me.
I said, they're done clapping and shit, and they knew who I was. So they were all standing up when I was walking up on stage. So I had a standing ovation coming out. So you know how those go, and it takes a minute for them to die down because they stand up. So I'm like this, and then I'm just thinking for a second. I said, when I see a pregnant lady, I think to myself, she's been fucking. The whole fucking body is kind of busted up laughing. Why is that so funny?
Because it's true, but also just a unique thing to say when you first walk on a stage.
Yeah, and now I got one coming up at SolarCon.
Yeah. You can't use the same joke.
Well, I think I can.
Because it's not going to go out yet. No one knows. You don't want to open with
this won't be out yet.
Yeah, but you don't want to open the same.
Yes, I do.
What if someone's been at both conferences?
Why would they be at the coaching con and now
coaching
SolarCon?
Okay, fair.
It's a coaching solar. Maybe. I mean, who knows?
But I'd have a second joke.
If they did, well, dude, I don't have speeches. I always say something different. I've never said that before, but it just went over so well that I thought, maybe I'll say it. But the reason I said it because I was just trying to establish a reason to say common sense, right? So when you look at the pregnant lady, nobody's thinking, well, she must have been fucking. Well, of course she's been fucking. That's obvious. Okay, so why is growing your business and scaling your business so fucking difficult for people when in reality it's just as obvious? Like, you want to make more money? shake more hands. Why? Because money comes from relationships. So if you want more money, get more relationships. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, they still don't understand. The thing is, they know that, but people fail to realize how you make relationships.
Yeah, but so that's where I say she must have been fucking. Why? Well, because it's kind of obvious. So if you just allow the next 30, 45 minutes or however long I'm up here talking to not go over your head, because a lot of it goes over their head. Like, guys, it's not that difficult. Relationships is key. So that book, dude, everybody should go get it. You're teaching them how to build relationships and find key relationships and nurture relationships.
Correct. And I don't mean relationships in the way that people hear the word and they go, oh, relationships. Yeah, I know how to do that. No. I mean actual business relationships and life relationships, and recognize how easy it is to get lucky when you're playing the relationship game. My biggest customer in my first company when I'm 24 years old and I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of was from the checkout clerk at Albertson's brother. And I used to go to the grocery store once a week and I'd buy stuff, like most people do. And I made general conversation with her and we became not friends. We never went out outside of Albertsons, but we had a cordial conversation. I didn't just look at my phone and ignore her.
Would you wait for her line sometimes?
No.
If you saw 6 checkers, would you make sure to get in her line?
If it wasn't like the longest line, sure. Of course I always went to her.
But what if it was the longest line?
No.
So then that wasn't a very good relationship.
No, but but the point is it doesn't have to be.
Fruit.
It bared fruit. Because you know what? She knew about my daughter. She knew I had my own company. She knew I had a payroll business. And one day, after a year and a half, she says, hey, my brother has a company and he's having some major payroll issues. Can I give him your number? I said yes, thinking it was going to be a 1-employee company. It was over 1,000 employee company. It was a 6-figure a year contract. It was the first major mid-market account I ever got.
Nice.
And it came because I made cordial conversation in a situation we're all in that most of us ignore because we quantify her as someone who can't help me.
Just a checker.
And she's just a checker. She has no value to my life. I'm not going to give her the time of day. When in reality, everybody is someone's brother, sister, aunt, cousin, right? Somebody is. And if you want to get to a true decision maker, the easiest way to do it is make friends with some of their inner circle. Because you're not going to call, I'm not going to cold call you directly. But if I made friends with your wife, all of a sudden she's like, hey, we're having Jeff over for dinner. Who's Jeff? Well, now you're meeting me. And now I'm in.
Hey, don't give people that advice. Do not go through their wives.
Example.
Like my wife said, hey, I'm going to bring a guy named Jeff over. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Fair enough.
You ain't bringing no Jeff over. And then the whole time I'd be like, what the fuck? How do you guys know each other?
Fair enough. Maybe not the wife, but you get the gist.
I do get the gist. And you're 100% right. That's one way in. Because again, that's one way if I were to teach it, which I don't, but if I were to, I would be saying, if the door doesn't open, try the window.
That's right.
If the window doesn't open, go to the back door. Hit the garage. Like, dude, get in that house. Yes. I don't care how you do it, but most people pound at the door and the door doesn't open because they are known or, it's very difficult to get to the actual person. Smart people go around, bink, bink. Mm-hmm. Like I get people that bribe Maria all the time. Mm-hmm. They send Maria shit. And I'm like, what's that? Oh, somebody sent me this and that.
You know what I used to do? Next thing you know,
they're on my calendar. And I'm like, isn't that who sent you that? And like, oh, I see what happened there.
You know what I used to do in my payroll business? Companies I really wanted to get to. The HR manager gets no love. They're not the decision maker, but they're part of the process. Every payday, I'd send them a payday bar with a little note just saying, hey, it's Jeff from iChecks. Happy payday. Even though they're not my client, send them out every 2 weeks without fail because one day that payroll company's going to mess up. And you know what that HR manager's eating? A payday on payday, thinking about me. And one day, I'm going to be on the decision maker's calendar. Worked out very well. We grew that company, scaled and exited in 2011, and it stemmed from relationship capital.
How many exits have you done?
3.
And how many exits are you planning on doing?
Well, I would like to exit all the companies I make. They're not forever. My kids and my wife are forever. Businesses are to grow and scale.
Is not forever.
Not for me. It's going to, obviously I get to the point where I'm no longer the best person for the company. At some point, it's time to send it to another company that can take it to the next level. There's always a company or an individual who can take what you're doing to the next level.
Yeah.
Not all of us are that person. I'm a startup entrepreneur. I'm great at taking an idea.
I'm the next level guy. I can take everbowl and increase it.
Well, all right. You want to buy it?
Depends. Yeah. Send me the revenues.
I will.
I'd have to take a peek. See. Matter of fact, go to blackrhinoequity.com and fill out my form.
No, I don't fill out forms. I'm here with you.
That's supposed to be funny, but it is not funny. If anybody is looking to sell their business,
blackrhinoequity.com,
or they want cash infusion, or they want to grow and scale it, I put together a venture capitalist group, me and my boy Derek Fay. blackrhinoequity.com.
Okay.
And they'll fill that out. And then the leads will come in and I'll call them, get their financials, see if they can grow and scale. Now, because of this relationship, I can say, hey, you are a franchise. How much are you paying to duplicate these stores? Because ultimately, WeBuild can do them very cheap.
I don't like the word cheap.
Quick.
Quality and inexpensive.
Yeah, and good looking. Like,
yes.
Again, your stores are good looking. I've seen your concepts, or not your concepts, but your actual.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's why we're getting a lot of traction, because a lot of these individuals like Shaq and Drew Brees, they have a ton of concepts. And so like Drew's a franchisee of Everbowl and a big investor, and he saw what we did for Everbowl, and now we're working on his other concepts. He got us into stretch zone. He got us into small sliders. He's getting us into the Jimmy Johns of the world, and he got us into Lash Lounge and Sugaring LA because he's involved. And he's like, why are we going to spend more money with someone else when we both can do it better, faster, and for less expensive? You know? And
boom, there's another company. So how many companies you got all together now?
Today?
Yeah.
We have 4. 4 companies today. We just opened a new studio as well in San Diego. You're coming down for it. It's beautiful. It's called Unevolved Studios, and we're going to be opening studios around the country. So that's the next venture. What? To allow content creators access to rent them out and use them. We have Unevolved Products, which is our product division. We have WeBuild. We have Everbowl. And then always working on some things. I believe in vertical integration. I believe in startups. I'm good at that. When you stay in the beauty of your brilliance and where you really are good is when we can actually thrive. It's when we try to be what we're not. Like, oh, I need to run my company until it's the size of Facebook. I'm not that guy.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
either.
that guy.
I would agree with you. I need to hurry up and get fucking done.
Now, it doesn't mean
I'm old, long on the tooth.
It doesn't mean you don't build a good company. It just means that you recognize that just because you're the starting pitcher and you open the game doesn't mean you're the closer. Or you're the closer. It doesn't mean you start the game. Like, you've got to figure out what your position is. When you do that, you can be excellent.
Yeah,
it's when we
I'm
try
a
to
starter.
be a winner. Yeah, you are.
I
thought you were a closer.
Dude, I am, but I can get the game going. Well, dude, I've had this fucking business for 20 years. It's still 8 figures. Like, dude, I can't seem to break 9. Mm-hmm. And it's like, fuck. That's why I'm starting to ramp up. I'm starting to change it. Because I sat there one day and I realized, dude, you're not doing the basic shit. You succeeded in spite of yourself. The technology and the concept so damn good. You've succeeded.
It's great.
Without doing the shit you should have been doing this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I can't get to 9 figures, because I wasn't doing it. So I'm like, the fuck am I doing? So I literally almost like woke up and I'm like, okay, let me go scale this real quick, get it to 9 figures, and then let someone else get it to 10 and 11.
There you go. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I mean, listen, I want to grow my companies as big as we can. I'm in a different position now where I don't have to sell. I hired a brand president to run Everbowl. So Trevor, he's running the Everbowl division now and really focusing on taking us from 8 figures to hopefully 9 figures while we still own it. And I'm focusing on starting and growing WeBuild because same thing. I'm good at the startup phase. I'm really good at taking a company from 0 to 8 figures. I've also never actually taken a company that did 9 figures a year. I've never been able to cross that threshold. It's a big number. And it requires a lot of sophistication and optimization, and relationship capital is great to get you close.
100%.
But there's a lot of operational expertise and tactics that have to be deployed in the organization and management. And
even finding a good leadership team is difficult.
Correct. Very, very. Because you have to get them all to buy into your vision and concept.
Not only that, they're probably working somewhere else.
That's also true.
Because the people you're looking for aren't without a job.
That's the biggest challenge, is the ones who are out of a job are not the ones you're looking for. Like Trevor, he found me. It was great. He reached out to me on LinkedIn, and he was a customer in one of our Everbowls in Utah, and he said, I just need to meet the owner. So he reached out to me and said, can I take you to coffee? And I was like, I'm such a huge fan. And I was like, well, I don't know, but you can come to my office and say hi. And so he did. And we met. And I loved everything about him. And he's like, I don't know. I'm not looking for, like, it wasn't like I'm looking for a job. Can you hire me? It was just a meet.
Taking you for coffee would have been a little more intimate.
Yeah. So there's that's a third date, you know?
Yeah. Like,
first date, come on to the office. We'll say hi.
Yeah. Like it's like people think, hey, can I buy you lunch?
Yeah.
Like I always think to myself when people say that, I mean, it's nice and everything, but like, what if you're a weirdo?
And it's also a big commitment lunch. There's a drive time, there's a lunch time, and then there's a drive home. And I don't even know what it's about. And what if you don't like me? Like, it's not just on my side. Like, what if you don't enjoy the time with me? Now you took me to lunch and you're stuck with me. What if I just keep rambling? What if I stay there for 2 hours?
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Like, what if I say yes to you and that's what happens?
Yeah.
You just sit there and ramble with bad breath about an idea I have no interest in.
Right.
And the food is nasty.
That's right. So the way to do it is to lead
and I
with
got to
value.
ride home with you because I assume I rode there with you.
Well, obviously, I'm picking you up.
See, that's awkward.
Yeah,
I'd rather not.
Yeah, of course. Lead with value. Find a different way. I mean, I'd much rather someone come to me. Like if I was trying to come to you and I wasn't going to go through your wife as we discussed, and I was trying to figure out how to get through the window. I mean, it's clear that you have Lightspeed. I'd send you a customer first. We all know somebody who could use Lightspeed. You want to get to Bradley? Get a customer for Bradley. Guarantee you he'll answer the phone when you say, hey, Brad, I just sold you a client. Oh, what's your name?
Yeah. Did you? All right.
I mean, I did. It's called everbowl. Congratulations.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I would say to somebody if they called me up and they said, I'd say, did you? Who was it? Damn, they did? How you get me some more? I'd definitely talk to them.
Correct. That's how I started. That's how I partnered with Neil Patel for my digital marketing agency. And I met Neil. I sold a client and said, hey, Neil, I have a 6-figure check for you. He said, what's your name? I said, Jeff. He said, all right, let's talk.
I keep hearing about Neil Patel.
How do you not know Neil?
That's what everybody keeps saying. Like, who am I thinking of?
He co-founded Hello Bar, Crazy Egg, Kiss Metrics. He's got Neil Patel Digital. He's a rock star.
Hello Bar?
Yeah, it's a technology, SaaS-based. It's a lot of things you need for your funnels.
See, dude, I'm stupid. I'm 20 years in Lightspeed. And
yeah, I get it.
Now Black Rhino Equity. I've got a few companies my damn self, a little Real Financial, Real Solar, Real Merchant Services. I'm stacking them.
Franchisee one day of everbowl.
You know, I could start getting you everbowl franchises because I wanted to start Real Franchise, which is ultimately a franchise consultant. You ever heard of those?
I have.
I had one on my show the other day, and I said, well, how do you pick? And he says, well, like, you know, if a company comes to me and they say, hey, you know, we'll pay you X. And so when I'm talking to someone, if their, you know, deal seems to fit this particular couple or people, I do. And I'm like, I know everbowl. How would you like? He goes, yeah, I'd love that. So again, this guy's out, and what I would do is partner with him to show people how to become a franchise consultant. Because, dude, literally, that you can make a lot of money selling franchises.
Yes, you can. And franchises are great businesses for people who want to be entrepreneurs and don't have an idea.
Or, you know, want just systems and processes, so there's no question.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have their own idea that they're married to. They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to take control of their financial freedom. They want to run their own company, but they don't have this idea that they're married to. It's great.
But how do they know if your franchise agreement is good or bad?
Well, my franchise agreement is great, first of all. But
for who?
For everybody. We all win.
As long as it's a win-win.
That's right. No, it's. I mean, everbowl is not for everybody, but as a franchise, it is as a customer base. But you got to look at yourself, and you have to ask yourself what you want. I mean, the average franchise has a cash-on-cash return in 4 years. You go buy a McDonald's, it costs you $1 million. McDonald's says you'll make $250 a year. In 4 years, you get your capital back. We try to beat that. We try to be 18 to 24 months. That's our goal. So if we can lower the Capex up front and get you your return faster, you're going to make more money. You're going to build more of them. We try to lower the capital requirement up front, because why do you want to sink $1 million into something if you can sink $140,000 into something, which is the average cost for an everbowl with the franchise fee?
Then put the $860 up for advertising and promotions.
That's right. Or open 3 in your market and get economies of scale and amortization, and be able to use marketing dollars smarter and hire and recruit better talent and penetrate your market with excitement. So the media says, what's this thing that keeps popping up? You opened one, now you open another. I mean, we're opening 9 stores in Dallas in the next 18 months. We're opening 5 in Iowa City and Des Moines.
That would indicate that you penetrated
Yes, it would.
Dallas fairly well.
Yes, and now we're moving to Austin, right? And that's the thing. It's thinking about business, to your point, going back to simplicity and realizing it's so easy and common sense if you just take a step back and remember it's not as complicated as we make it out to be, so don't make it complicated.
I've seen an everbowl truck.
Yeah.
Does that exist?
It does. You saw it probably at Dan's Ranch. We have one in Houston.
I just saw Dan's.
Yeah. We dropped it off there last week.
That's where I saw it. I wasn't at the ranch. I saw him talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they got everbowl trucks now. Look at that. Old Fenster.
Old Fenster.
So good, dude. Listen, appreciate you swinging by.
Yeah.
You know, drop a few nuggets on someone if they want to build relationships, quality relationships. Give them the top 3 things to think about.
Number 1, lead with value. What that means is immediately ask what you can do to make a deposit with that human being. Who do you know that they want to know? What is something they're working on that maybe you have knowledge or domain expertise on? Or number 3, reach out to them with an idea that is actually going to help them. You lead with value, and all of a sudden, they like you. As opposed to networking events. What can you do for me, Brad? Versus, hey, Brad, I know you're building a studio. Let me send you a new desk. I know you need a desk. Let me send you a fun meme. Let me send you some content.
People need to pay attention, because, I mean, that is critical. And then what a lot of people also do is say, like, how can I be of value to you? And I always think to myself when they ask me that, You're asking me for value. That's value I'm giving you.
Correct.
Why? Because I'm telling you some information that will then let you get.
Correct.
It's not what you do. You don't walk up and say, how can I be of value to you?
Correct.
You have to make an assumption almost.
Yeah, you need to be smart. You need to do your own homework.
I
You
tell
want
people, look,
something.
they want money. They want attention. They want more time. So if you can get them money, attention, or time, that's more than likely, I guarantee, something they're going to like you for.
You win. You win if you do those things, if you do those three things. And it's actually really easy, and it's very rarely done. It's very rarely done. I get hit up with the, let me pick your brain conversation all over.
I got a buddy of mine that kept reposted and posted my stuff. He didn't even have that many followers. And I didn't know who he was when he was doing it. But that caused me to be like, hey, I like this guy. Why? Because he's always sharing my shit.
Of course.
Same thing.
Yeah. And number two, with relationship, the number two way to make relationships and make them really well is ask questions about them. Find something. People love to talk about themselves. And when you realize that, I teach my staff, same thing. You walk in my restaurant, you have a nice watch. Oh, that's a cool watch. Where'd you get it? Nice shirt. Nice tattoo. Awesome shoes. If they have a baby, always ask them questions about their baby.
So I'm doing that wrong. I'm always making fun of people.
Well,
doesn't work as well.
If you do it with your kind of personality, you do it in a light enough way, it actually is kind of fun. If you do it wrongly that way, you're just going to get slapped a lot.
Third one.
So lead with value, ask them about themselves. And then number three, follow up. It's amazing how many people don't follow up. So once you've had this relationship, like the payday bar thing, I met somebody, I know they're not going to be my client today. Follow up again and again. Be pleasantly persistent. How you doing? Check in. Today, a note today. This is the number one mistake sales reps make. So I was the number one sales rep in the country at ADP in 6 months. I did it through a couple of habits, but the number one thing I taught all those sales reps was they hear no and they throw that lead away. No doesn't mean no forever. It means no today. Every day is a new day, and every day new things happen. People make mistakes. If you're pleasantly persistent and you are constantly providing value and being there, eventually they're going to need your service and you're going to get the sale. And if you're in this for the long run over 6, 8, 12 years, you do that enough times, and then you have this army of people starting to say yes, and you're like, well, all I did was stay consistently with them, being pleasantly persistent. Hey, Brad, how you doing? I know is today the day you want to let me come build your studio? Hey, Jeff, not today. No problem. I'll call you next Friday. I love Fridays to be pleasantly persistent because everyone's happy.
Let's try December. It's not going to be until December.
That's fine. I'll still call you every week just in case something changes. Hey, Brad, just want to say hi, man. Hope you have a good weekend. I'm going to be pleasantly persistent, or a pain in the ass, but I'm going to be pleasantly persistent. And
pleasantly persistent.
Pleasantly persistent.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. If you want to build relationships, lead with value. What's the second one?
Lead with value. Ask questions about them. Get them talking about themselves.
And follow up. Lead, ask, follow. Laugh. And by the way, people love to laugh, even though that's not how you spell laugh. I had to clarify because I hope people realize I know how you spell laugh, and it ain't L-A-F, but that is pronounced laugh.
Yes. And I'll also say finally is if you are interested in the success formula and you are looking to do that, I do have a new show coming out. It'll be out by the time this airs, the Jeff Fenster Show, where I interview awesome people like yourself. And we get into the success formula because success is formulaic. It's not random. It's not hard to find. It's just we're focused on the wrong things. And my goal is to help provide that formula for success that allowed me to scale different companies in different industries again and again successfully. And it can help grow everyone to an 8 or 9 figure business.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
If everyone could just be an 8 or 9 figure entrepreneur, we'd all be winning.
We'd all be winning. We should all be winning.
We should all be winning.
And it helps everybody. When you make more money, you can help more people.
Hey, and tell them where to get the book.
You can get it on Amazon, or you can get it at jefffenster.com. And I also have a free, if you like relationship capital, I have a free thing. If you just go to jefffenster.com or you text Jeff to 33777, I'll give it to you for free.
He's got it all just dialed in. At Fenster Jeff, folks. Thanks for coming by. Hey, as always, in the meantime, keep shit real.
Seems like it's about money. No, it's about results in the real world. And motherfucking men have results in the real fucking world. Other ones just get ran the fuck over. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We need losers in this world. We need losers. We need them.
I also think it's about self-worth, dude.
It is.